The body count continues.
Hello and welcome to episode 42 of The Body Count Continues. And this week, Marianne, we're up to date with everything. We're in the zeitgeist. We're not lagging several months behind like we usually are. We're like 2 weeks behind this time.
Several months behind, like we're not always talking about 80s movies, like
I
40
know,
years
right?
behind.
Like, okay, several decades behind. But this time we're talking about something current, something popular. Like, is it the most financially successful horror movie of all time yet? It's
Not of all
close.
time, but it's getting there.
What's the all-time one, actually? Do you know? Am I putting you on the spot?
I hate it when you do this after we hit record. Hang on.
You're the researcher here. The movie this week is Obsession, by the way, everyone. Not the Brian De Palma film, the 2026 film.
The highest grossing horror movie of all time is 2017's It.
Okay. I helped because I saw that in cinemas. In terms of turnover compared to the starting budget, I think Obsession's really up there.
I
It's
read this
surpassed
week
Sinners recently.
I read this week that it passed The Exorcist, but I'm not seeing that here.
Maybe this list hasn't been updated recently, but it is breaking records. It's winning hearts. And there's lots of people saying it's the best horror movie of 2026 already, and that multiple people involved with this should be getting Academy Award nominations. Do we agree, Marianne? That's the question.
You really want to get into the controversial stuff off the bat, don't you?
I thought it was good.
I thought it was good, but no, I'm sorry, I don't agree. I wish people could look at movies more objectively. Look, I would love for John Carl Buechler to have won an Oscar for New Blood. I love that movie, but I can look at it objectively enough and to say that it was not deserving. It might be one of my favorite things,
Or was it even
but
nominated?
no, but that's kind of how I feel about Obsession. It's okay to like it, but can we stop campaigning for like, I don't know, 5,000 actors a year to get a Best Actor or Actress nomination? It's a little
No,
much.
we're riding the Sinners wave, and now every year we want horror movies represented, Barry, and that's the way it needs to be, I'm afraid. And I guess Obsession is the popular choice this year. I don't see it personally, but
Since you want to bring up Sinners, there's a distinct difference between this movie and Sinners.
go ahead.
Sinners has depth to their characters and to the story. There's so many layers. I'm not saying that that doesn't exist in Obsession, but definitely nowhere near to the extent as Sinners. Sinners is also an original story. This is a story that we've seen countless times, told many different ways.
Yeah, it's a variation of the monkey's paw kind of
Yeah,
story, isn't it?
be careful what you wish for.
Basically that one Simpsons episode, only darker.
All roads lead back to The Simpsons. Anyways, we watched Obsession this week finally because it hit digital and you don't leave your house to go and
I leave
watch
my house
movies. And when you
sometimes.
do, it's to watch Scream 7, one of the worst movies of the year. I love how you really curate very carefully the movies that you deem worthy of seeing in a theater.
Yeah, I've chosen brilliantly this year. Scream 7, Scary Movie 6, banger after banger, right?
You're picking the right ones.
I think my next one's probably going to be Jackass Best and Last, so hopefully that's good. But yeah, like all these critically acclaimed horror movies that come out, I always end up seeing them on digital, not in cinema. And like you say, I ended up in February sat in a cinema watching Scream 7 and not enjoying it very much.
I saw this in theaters. I wasn't going to originally. When I went to see Send Help in January, they showed a trailer for this, and I'd already heard about it online a little bit. It didn't seem like anything groundbreaking, but I have to admit the trailer did kind of intrigue me. And then the word of mouth from the early screening. So I thought this would be one of the rare movies to really live up to the hype.
Yeah,
And
like Sinners was.
yeah, it's a good movie. It didn't reach the heights for me that I see that it has reached for others. And we disagree on the standout performance, which we'll get into a little later. The funniest part for me is I'm seeing people pinpoint certain scenes and labeling them as, scene of the decade, shot of the decade.
Like shot of the decade, and it's Indy Neverett's character just standing on the porch or something. Yeah, we've seen that before, guys. No offense. Like, that's not to shade the movie or anything. The cinematography is one of the strong points,
I'm
but
gonna shade
You're gonna shade the movie, okay. You're the one that's getting cancelled, not me. Like, I thought I was the one with the hot takes this week. But
I'm
you.
gonna shade the suggestion that that shot of her on the porch is the shot of the decade,
Yeah, I've seen a few people
because
say that.
how dare you fucking disrespect John Carpenter like that?
John Carpenter.
We saw that shot in Halloween.
It is a classic one. I think Halloween Kills did the same sort of thing as well, didn't it? With
Yep.
one of its shots. Yeah, shot of the decade. I don't know about that. And even the way they transition into it, it's not really spooky or anything. It just sort of happens. I couldn't imagine watching this movie multiple times. It's so depressing and miserable. Which isn't to say that it's bad or anything, but I'm not gonna go back just to watch this on digital, and I own the movie now. I'm not gonna go back and watch it again, again and again like some people are because it's a bummer really, isn't it?
It's heavy.
Like, I'm probably gonna need to watch it again to, like, really settle on my own verdict on the movie,
Yeah.
but I'm not in a rush to do it.
On its surface, it's a movie about a love spell. If you wanna kind of take a cursory glance at the story,
Yeah, tell us what it's about, Marianne.
which if you've seen any movies before where somebody casts a love spell, it never ends well.
Oh, it always goes tits up, yeah.
The themes of obsession are usually present in these types of stories. A cautionary tale about how a spell like this can go wrong, or in this case, it's a wish. I keep saying spell. Usually, when we see these types of stories, the origins of it come from a love spell, but wish pretty much same arena. And so it could look. That's what it looked like to me when I saw the trailer. I thought, okay, this is like a fresh take on a story that we've seen countless times before. But then when you watch it, for me, there's nothing that fails in this movie. Just to be clear, the writing is good, the directing is good, the acting is good. I don't not like it because of anybody's contribution to the project. I don't like it because the entire movie is about a woman who has no agency over her body, her actions.
Yeah, that's
She's
the whole result of the wish, isn't it? That she
yeah.
gets her autonomy robbed from her, and this guy, Bear, main character, essentially abuses what he's done, even when he realizes exactly what the consequences are for Nikki. Even after he realizes that she's been robbed of all autonomy, he just exploits it. He continues being a feckless, useless douchebag. And it's just a very dark tone throughout. It only gets darker
Well,
towards the ending.
that's it. It's not the type of story that I enjoy, especially it's got about a 2-hour runtime, maybe
Yeah, it's a little under 2 hours.
just shy of 2 hours. Other people's viewing experiences might not be the same, but to sit down and watch a movie for almost 2 hours about a woman who is robbed of every ounce of autonomy by a feckless cunt who gets more and more feckless throughout the movie.
Yeah, like even when he has the information there to learn and improve what's happening to Nikki and even those around him, he just doesn't do it. He's completely useless the whole time. Like a lot of people hating on Bear, and I think rightly so. Like as much as I like the performance of Michael Johnston, Bear as a character, boy, like if you sympathize with this guy, maybe there's something wrong with you.
No question, Michael Johnson did a great job. No question. And we see it right from the jump. We open the movie on Bear, and it appears as though he's confessing his feelings to Nikki. But what he's actually doing is practicing confessing his feelings for Nikki because he's a wet wipe who can't fucking sack up and just say it to her.
No, he is.
How many of the world's problems could be solved by men just manning up and being honest in any given situation?
Exactly. Good point. That's why I'm always honest. So
Your girlfriend told me you were a liar this morning.
that sounds bad out of context.
It's not bad at all.
I've not used a one wish willow on her at least. God damn.
I love Mrs. Evil. She's the best. You're a lucky man.
She's all
She's
right.
done all right.
Yeah, he's practicing on Sarah.
I don't think he's practicing on Sarah. Practicing on someone else.
Is he? Am I misremembering? You're
Oh,
right.
dude, we
It was
just
someone else.
watched this last night.
It was a waitress.
And the camera is just, it's a close up shot of his face. You don't see who he's talking to.
You
And
can-
his friends start roasting him, making fun of him. The whole scene for me is a perfect encapsulation of who Bear is. He's deeply insecure. He doesn't have 1 ounce of confidence. His body language, it's subtle, but he's often shifting in his seat or he's like his body like it's like a twitchy, a
He
very
has nervous
subtle.
energy.
Yes, that's
Oh,
it. I didn't know how to put it. That's actually perfect. He's got nervous energy, and right away, I was like, "Oh, this guy's such a loser."
were you against him from the start just based on how he was
I
performing in his little rehearsal?
That opening really lays out who Bear is. He's insufferable.
And he only gets worse.
He's a sad little man, and when I say little, I mean in more ways than one.
Ew. What version of the movie did you watch? Did you see the unrated cut? You're making comments like that.
I saw Nikki looking completely unimpressed while he was on top of her, so there's that.
I remember the blank expression during the sex scene.
Right?
Rather unfortunate sex scene, considering the context where she doesn't have any autonomy.
Michael Johnson did a great job portraying this guy who is just he's devoid of any charisma whatsoever. No charisma, no game, no riz, whatever the fuck Gen Alpha is calling it these days. He's got none of it. And it carries, as you said, throughout the movie. I feel bad for him at the end of the opening when he comes home and finds his cat Sandy dead because it got into some pills.
Yeah, do cats eat pills? Like, every cat I've ever had, I've struggled to get them to take any kind of pill. But this cat, I guess he was a
I
junkie
I
because
feel
it
like
got into them.
the behavior is more a dog behavior.
Yeah,
I had a beagle, and beagles are crazy food driven. She even ate things that weren't edible.
but I guess it's a dog-coded cat that ODs.
Nevertheless, it gets into the pills, and he comes home and finds it dead and then has to clean it up.
And that's the last moment of the movie where you feel sympathy for Bear. It's all downhill from here as he what? Like, uses this one wish Willow to rob his crush of all her autonomy and free will, and then abuses that for what, 100 minutes?
Originally, he buys the One Wish Willow for her because he's in this shop looking for something for her. And for those of you who are living under a rock and have not seen the movie, the One Wish Willow grants one wish when broken. My impression is that he buys it for her.
Yeah, he does.
Mm,
It's the idea is like a cute gift as an alternative to what he originally goes in there for, which is a rock necklace or something.
yeah. But his intention to give it to her is then derailed when they go out one night with their group of friends.
Trivia night.
It's a little bit awkward. And then he drives her home and she opens the door for him to tell her about his feelings. She actually asks him point blank, "Do you like me or do you have feelings for me?"
Because now's the time to tell her. She says all this, and this nervous Nelly over here, he cannot just say yes. Like that's the one thing about him. He can't be honest about his feelings. He's too much of a pussy. And like Nikki, she essentially gives him at least a little bit of an opening here by inviting him to say what his feelings are, but he doesn't do it because, as we said earlier, he's a wet wipe. So he
And
fumbles immediately, and then things spiral.
I have a question for you.
Oh, Indy Navarette, yes, of course. Go ahead.
Later in the movie, we learn that Nikki views Bear as more of a little brother. So I have to ask, do you think in that moment when she asked him if he had feelings, do you think she would have reciprocated? Because I kind of got a hint of that, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, it's obscure a bit, isn't it? But like, how to put it? There's an opening there at least to tell her how you feel and maybe take a chance with it. Like maybe it goes somewhere. But like we said, he's a pussy. He doesn't do it.
Like, if I'm gonna give somebody an opening,
Yeah, which is what she does. An opening.
I'm not gonna have that conversation if it's not reciprocated, because you're just walking into an uncomfortable conversation.
Yeah, and she's established to be a nice person pretty quickly. So it's not as if she's inviting him to do this just so that she can mock him or like immediately put him down. So I think there is a potential there.
Did you pick up on like, it was very subtle, but I feel like she was inviting him to share because she was maybe feeling something for him.
Yeah, maybe it's a possibility. In fact, he even says he likes her as a friend, which isn't true. That
Yeah.
she's his crush, but like this guy's addicted to fumbling, I guess. And this is where he decides that the thing to do is not to say how he actually feels, not to even make a real attempt on Nikki, but to snap this one wish willow. And sort of impulsively, he says, that he wants her to love him more than anyone else in the world, and instantaneous results will give him that much.
You say impulsively.
It is kind of though, isn't it? Because
It is,
it's
and
meant for her.
I think him using the One Wish Willow is an act born completely out of frustration. Because when he refuses to admit his feelings for her, you can tell he's kind of down on himself for not saying it. So it feels like an act of desperation
Absolutely.
and 100% impulsive, you're right, and instantaneous. Because she comes it's so funny how she switches.
Yeah, we immediately
Because
get the shot of the century, right? Her on the porch in the shadows.
before he breaks the One Wish Willow, like you said, Nikki's portrayed as nice and kind and fun and really cool girl, fun to hang out with. Like there's really no negative qualities about her.
Yeah, I mean, she steals $20 from a
N-
friend, but that's okay because she gives it to some homeless guy.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It that part aside, she just seems like a very normal girl. And the second he breaks the One Wish Willow, you see the switch. It is gradual, like, the way it builds is gradual, but even right away, you can see the shift when she comes running back to his car and essentially begs him to come in and sleep at her house, and then changes her mind at the last minute and then begs him to take her home to his house. And then when they get there, begs him to get in bed with her after he makes it clear he's gonna go and sleep on the couch or wherever else. Begs her to get in bed with him, takes off her shirt, and then kisses him, and then has I guess a moment of lucidity while
Yeah, we
she's
get the
kissing
first
him.
freak out where Wish Willie? Well, let me start again,
I
Marianne.
bet you do wish.
Wish on a Willie. Where Wish Nikki and the real Nikki they've diverged and one's essentially replaced the other, but there are moments, like you say, of lucidity here and throughout the movie where I guess the real Nikki like takes over for a second and realizes what's happening and she's
Yeah.
horrified.
Yeah. She screams, pushes him away. And in their conversations on that first evening, she tells him that her dad is dying of cancer. Her estranged father, who apparently she hates, is dying of cancer. And then the next morning is when we really crank the crazy up a couple of notches.
Where we see
Poor
that she's
Sandy.
suddenly hyperfixated.
Hyper fixated on that fucking cat. That poor cat.
Was that the cat's name? Sandy?
Sandy.
You
Yep.
damn, you even memorized the cat's name. You're good at this. The cat that she decides to, I guess, dig out of the trash and create a memorial for, which includes the cat's corpse in the middle
In
of the
his
kitchen.
kitchen.
No, I thought you'd like it. What better expression of love could you think of than basically digging out a cat's corpse and making a presentation with it?
I like that
Has
part.
anyone ever done that
Okay.
for you, Marianne?
No,
Here's your dead
nope.
pet.
Here's your, oh
Love
my
me.
God. Okay. I was about to laugh and then I just almost wanted to cry just now.
Oops.
No. I mean, okay, if it was my pet, that person would be getting filleted in my fucking kitchen. You are not walking out of my house. Like it's not happening.
No, I get it.
The most disturbing thing about this scene is that it happens in the kitchen. This is just my brain. I'm very OCD about how clean I keep things in general, but I have a lot of OCD about how hygienic it is in the room where you cook your food and prepare your food. So both times I've watched this scene now, I've got my head in my hands. So I'm like, oh my God, it's in the kitchen. There's rotting flesh in the kitchen. And then, like, a few scenes later, they're chilling in the kitchen, eating, drinking coffee, laughing. It's truly diabolical. But this is a memorial, and Nikki is wounded that he's not entirely pleased about it.
Yeah, I mean,
She
who
was
wouldn't
expecting a
be?
different reaction. So she's acting strange, but and as much you think that the cat memorial is the craziest thing, right? Like she wakes up and does that, and you think they really took it from 0 to 100. No, they did not.
Oh yeah, this is nothing compared to what she does. Like she tapes up the front
Oh,
door so he has to like fight his way out to go to work. They all work at the same place, by the way. This friend group, Nikki, Bear, Ian, and Sarah, they all work at the same place. So that's what the friend group is. And yeah, she tapes up the door so that he struggles to go to work. You mentioned food. You mentioned food. She actually serves him his cat as part of his lunch. on a sandwich. It's revealed.
That's later. After the memorial, we do get a cute couple montage. Like, they have a conversation where he tells her the cat thing was weird and they both claim to have feelings for each other. He finally admits it to her, and the only reason he can admit it to her, I guess, is that he now thinks she likes him back.
Well, she does. She's been forced to like him back.
Yeah, but he doesn't know at this point. That's my take. I know there's been a lot of debate about when he learned what was going on.
I feel like you realized pretty quickly that it was working.
I think it does happen quickly, I agree, but I think after the cat thing, we get this montage of, like, Hallmark Channel bullshit. They're drinking coffee in the kitchen, they're laying in bed, they're watching a
Looking at AI
movie.
memes together.
Yeah, they're doing all that. There are some creepy undertones to that montage, mainly when they're watching a movie. He's staring at the TV and she's staring at him, and he tries to get her to watch the movie and she just keeps turning her head back to look at him. But it's after the montage that Bear gets a call from Ian, who tells him something weird's going on because her dad is not sick, and informs him that Nikki said she thought of him as a little brother, and I don't really quite understand what's going on because it's like she has this obsession with you. That's when I think he realized. You see Bear's face change during that phone call.
Yeah,
So
I
I think
mean,
that's when
you
he
you see that
realized.
as like total confirmation to him that the wish has worked.
Well, if we're talking logically, if you bought a novelty like this at a store and you went home and used it, would you really believe off the bat that it worked? Unless, like Ian, you ask for $1 billion and money just instantly starts falling from the sky.
See, that's a real wish. Like Ian knew what was up when he made his wish later in the movie. That's exactly what I would have done.
No, but do you understand what
But
I mean? Like, it's a novelty item. It's like
yeah, you're not
X-ray
gonna buy
specs.
into it unless it's something that you can literally see immediately before you, which is what
I
happens with Ian. Like, I see where you're coming from. I feel like he realized a little bit sooner than that.
I think best case scenario to him was like, she has feelings for me too. So you kind of want to hope for the best. And maybe that's what he was doing through the first part of the movie. I don't know. But it definitely clicked when he was talking with Ian.
Wait, hang on here.
Yes.
I'm looking at like our podcast recording screen. It says Marianne host,
I
evil peasant. What the
was
fuck?
wondering how long it would take you to notice.
I've just noticed. I just looked
I
at it.
can't breathe.
So you're the host of the podcast and the peasant. Holy shit. We're finding out a lot right now. When did you do that? Did you do that at the start of the recording? When I joined?
Yes.
Okay, I'm a host now. You were waiting for me to realize I was a peasant.
I changed it
That's what I have to deal with.
before we started recording, when you hopped into the studio, and I literally said to you, when you see it, and you were yapping about something, so possible you didn't hear me at all.
Cause of my own suffering.
I forgot completely about it until now. I changed it back to host.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Oh my God. But where were we?
I don't know. Was that really necessary?
Well, I just spotted it and I was outraged, so I had to point it out.
You were outraged,
You should
please.
keep this in as well so that the audience knows what abuse I have to endure. Oh, holy shit.
Brits don't get outraged. You get, like, confounded, or what's another
Perturbed.
British word? Perturbed. There you go. Where were we? Yeah, so we're a little bit at odds as to when we believe he came to the realization. But I really do think his conversation with Ian is when it completely clicked with him. And once it's been made clear to the audience that this is what's happening, that's when Nikki's crazy spiral just they hit the gas and they don't look back.
Ramps up pretty quickly and it's very broad, which I'm not sure whether I like that about it because
How do you
it's
mean?
very like a quick turnover from him making the wish to her acting out in the way that she does. Like she's like uber bipolar once the wish is activated. It's not really a gradual build or a slow burn. It's just various outbursts and
Yeah.
that one party scene that he gets told by Ian not to bring her to the party, and because he's
Well, it's a
so
boys'
weak,
night.
yeah, because he's so weak and spineless, of when she's acting out in the shower and screaming about how he doesn't want her to go, he falls, takes her with him, and it all goes tits up. Maybe the best scene in the movie.
I'm gonna defend Bear in that moment.
You're gonna defend Bear and his capitulation.
I don't think it's capitulation.
Marianne is the number one bear defender, guys.
I'm
Just putting
not.
that out
Actually,
there.
he's fucking scum of the earth. But just from, like, an objective standpoint, I don't think he capitulated. I mean, the second she found out that it was a boys' night, she was taking a shower and he's saying, like, "It's just gonna be the boys." All of a sudden, you hear the water cut out, and she starts wailing, which she does a lot in this movie,
Oh, there's a lot of wailing, yeah.
and
Not the
usually
harpoon
in
kind, the
usually
audible
in
kind.
response to Bear saying something that she doesn't like. And in this case, it's him saying that he's going to boys' night and that, couples do need to spend time apart, couples do need their space. And then she says that Sarah is going, which Ian told him that he would uninvite Sarah. And apparently he did not, or he lied, or
No,
whatever the case may be.
no, he clearly didn't uninvite her because when they do actually get there, Sarah's there.
There's a few girls there. So
It's a
it's
few
not
girls, like,
a boys' night.
it's just a non-Nikki night that they had planned because they're weirded out by her and they're uncomfortable with the relationship that her and Bear have now. They think they do, to their credit, they do say that they believe that he's kind of taking advantage of her and whatever she's going through at the moment.
So, two things. First, I think they're showing more sympathy to Bear at this point in the movie. They're telling him that something is wrong with her. She's telling these weird lies, and they make very clear they don't want him to get hurt. So, I think at this point, they're kind of still on his side. A little bit later, Ian does bring up, like, are you taking advantage of her? She doesn't seem well. So, I think there's a shift where they're more on Bear's side in the beginning. And then maybe more on Nikki's side in the end. Well, specifically Ian for reasons.
What reasons are those, Marianne?
They've been hooking up for 2 years.
Yeah. They've been friends with benefits like this whole time.
I'll give Curry Barker one thing. It's very nuanced. It's uncomfortable to watch, which to me, like, credit to Indy Neverett and her amazing performance. Because 90% of the time when she's on screen, I feel uncomfortable, whether she's just staring or smiling or pouting or standing in a pile of her own piss and shit.
Yeah, I forgot about that scene, the Exorcist like scene where she just stands there after Bear leaves and just pisses all over the place,
He leaves for work and she stands in that exact spot
smiling and peeing,
all day.
and
So
eventually
then she
crapping.
pisses and shits herself. And this is the day that, yeah, she tapes the door shut with, like, what, 500 rolls of duct tape. She has a day off and she's gonna miss him, but it's okay because she packed him a lunch.
The mystery meat sandwich that he has. And she's left a little note. Like, he's an aspiring food critic, and she wants to know what he thinks about the sandwiches that she's prepared for him. Leaves a little note on the container asking what he thinks. But before he, like, sees the reverse side, in fact, it's Sarah that sees the reverse side. Before he sees that, he's already started eating it. And yeah, on the reverse side of the post-it note, what do you think, cat? Question mark. And he looks down at this disgusting looking sandwich with hairy chunks of cat meat in it.
Oh my God. Poor Sandy. Sandy is
Like,
the real victim in
yeah,
this
like,
movie.
what does Sandy do? First, she, like, dies of an OD. Then she gets, like, dug out of a trash bag so that she can be used in some sort of ritualistic, like, display. And then she's getting chopped up and put into a sandwich so that her owner can eat it. Yeah, you're
Cats
right.
being
Sandy's the
for
real victim.
psychological warfare.
Sure, Nikki goes through a lot, but Sandy, man, poor cat. How about the party scene though?
That's easily the best scene of the movie.
Like, you must be fun at parties, and
So
this is her at parties.
we're ramping up, like, her erratic behavior is just kind of mounting. She gives him a necklace that once belonged to her mother, which made me
That's
kind of go yikes. Tells him she loves him so much, which is maybe 3 so's too many. I don't know. And yeah, they when they end up at boys' night, they play. It looks like Jenga. It is Jenga.
Yeah, it's Jenga.
But there's stuff written on the wooden blocks, and I guess they have to pull the block out and do whatever it says. And first, this is maybe one of the wildest scenes I've seen in a long time in any movie. First, we get Nikki reciting some incestuous Hansel and Gretel fanfic.
Yes. It's really something.
Very fucking graphic.
She does voices and everything. Like, it's a good reading, I'll give her that much. Weird story, but she delivers it nicely.
And then tells everybody she's writing a book. I still don't know what it said on her brick.
Yeah, like, she reads the brick and then starts reciting her story to the shock and horror of everyone present, who's just, like, leaning away from her in the seats.
Like, okay, but can we know what it said? Because
You
like,
wouldn't
I need context.
you wouldn't want 500 pages of that story
You underestimate me.
about Gretel needing her brother Hansel inside of her.
I'll read it if Indy Navarrete will do the audio version as Nikki.
She could do audiobooks with her voice. She's got talent. She does different voices. They're all distinct. Like
I would listen to that whole book if Nikki read it to me.
like the content of the story maybe is a problem, but the reading you can't fault. Although everyone else at the party is shocked and leans away from her as she reads and acts out.
And her facial expressions are so robotic. She did a great job. I mean, amazing job all around. There's not much emotion in her face beyond really, really happy and in love, really, really sad, and then full on fucking psychotic. Those are her three emotions. And things really kind of get out of hand when it's Bear's turn and he has to kiss the person sitting to his left,
Who
which is
is?
Sarah. And when I saw this in theaters, the moment he read that, I like sunk down into my seat. And I'm like, oh my God,
Awkward.
something is about to happen. I'm waiting and I'm like, what is she going to do?
And then it cuts to her and she's got like the most incredible frown I've ever seen, I think. Like I've never seen anyone frown the way Indy Navarrete manages to frown.
It's literally the sad face emoji.
Yeah, it's like a cartoon character the way she manages this on her face. Like it's incredible actually. Like you said earlier that we disagree on who gives the best performance in this movie. I think it's Michael Johnson. You think it's Indy Navarrete, but I will credit her for this scene, especially. Like the face she makes
Yep.
when he reads out this block is just
I mean,
amazing.
there's a reason it's been memed so hard, right? She turns everything into a Kubrick stare.
Indy Navarette's face must have been hurting on this. Like, damn, the stuff she does. She's so expressive all the way through.
She is. And she gets up and she physically moves Sarah's chair away from Bear. Not violently. She's very calm,
Yeah,
actually,
like
as she does this. And I don't know about you, but I was waiting for
it's like disturbingly calm.
a 12 on 10 reaction. That's what I was expecting, right? I was expecting
What's a 12 on 10 reaction?
I'm gonna burn this motherfucker down type of reaction. I wasn't expecting her to be so composed.
Oh, you expect to know when she stood behind Sarah to like just like start whacking her or something, like donkey punch her.
Expect her to pick up a liquor bottle and fucking break it over her head. I don't know.
No, she doesn't move like that, not yet. Anyway, like in about a
Well,
minute's
I
time,
was
she will.
I
But
was
for
gonna
now,
say I was maybe expecting the reaction that we got later when she got mad with Sarah.
yeah. But for now, she just
But
pulls her out of the way and she takes up the left spot to Bear and
and
gets
then
her
puts her
kiss.
face in his and does a kissy face like she's waiting for it.
And he just gives her a little peck, and she's so satisfied by this. It's amazing, and everyone else in the room is just like, "What the fuck?"
And she announces to everybody that her and Bear have a special love, the likes of which nobody else will ever match.
Yeah, specifically, nobody else in this room will ever
Yeah,
get.
in this
They're
room.
like, "What?
And everybody's like, wait, what? Are you okay? And she's like, I'm totally kidding,
You saying fuck me for?"
but also not. Like,
Yeah, or maybe not. Whatever, deal with it. Something like that. She says, "It's like the vibe has been truly killed, and she's not even finished yet." Because it's very shortly after this that she goes into meltdown mode, and this is where the theme of self-harm becomes quite prevalent. 'Cause she
my second least favorite thing about this movie.
what's your least favorite thing? I'm guessing it's the sexual assault stuff,
Yeah.
where it just
It
cuts to him having sex with her and
she
sh
looks like
sh
a corpse.
yeah, very robotic performance from her in bed. Yeah, deliberately so as well, on her part.
These scenes, none of them are gratuitous. None of them are just thrown in, just because. Looking at you, Rob Zombie.
Hey, not so much on my goat.
It all serves the larger context of the story. And yeah, the self-harm stuff. I mean, it creeps up, like you have game night, you have her giving him this deeply meaningful gift that she never should have given him. She watches him while he sleeps. She cuts his hair while he sleeps. Has what, a daily meltdown because she thinks he doesn't love her as much as she loves him, or she thinks he doesn't love her at all.
Which he doesn't really. When you think about it, he was just like a kind of like an incel dude that wanted a girl, but didn't really care all that much about it. Like like we said earlier, she's a nice girl to begin with, and that's almost irrelevant to him. Like it's kind of something that charms him a bit, but like he has no compunction about exploiting her, about abusing the situation to his own benefit. Like he doesn't love her. He doesn't really care about her. He cares about himself, and she to him is kind of an extension of that, even when she's going through all that she goes through.
100%. I was talking more in terms of her behavior just becoming more and more erratic.
Oh,
Not
glasses
so much
himself.
the words that are being spoken while she's having these meltdowns, because none of it is coming from the real Nikki.
It's Wish Nikki. I think that's what they call her, Wish Nikki.
So her tantrums, her meltdowns, her breakdowns are becoming more and more frequent, and he has to reassure her, what, 3, 4, 5 times a day, however many times a day, that he does in fact love her. I mean, obviously, anybody who loved her could never do that to her,
No, she's
but
an object to him, really.
she is. But I think it
She's
reaches
a
a
pretty
point
object.
in their conversations where when he's telling her he loves her, not only does he not mean it, but he's saying it to soothe her more out of a fear for what
Self-preservation, I
she's gonna
think.
do. Yeah.
He's ultimately a very selfish person, like a terminally selfish person, in fact. 'Cause
I think he starts to realize just what she's capable of.
she's capable of killing the mood at a party because she glasses herself.
Yo, that was good.
Like how to kill a mood real fast. Just glass yourself. And even then, like he's completely useless. Like he's a wet wipe through the whole movie. And his friends like shout at him to do something to intervene because he's just sitting there, I don't know, taking it all in. She's just bottling herself out of frustration for what's going on.
I mean,
And I don't
I don't think
understand why they didn't accept her like the emergency room. Like,
because of her erratic behavior would be my guess.
is that like a thing in North America? Because I think in the UK they'd still take them in. There's just like sections state her, but like this one like nurse or doctor or whatever just refuses to accept her when he takes her
I
there.
obviously think that this scene exists just for the purposes of the movie to kind of highlight what point she has gotten to. But no, we do not do that in North America. I've never rolled up to a hospital in that state.
Yeah, not
So
lately anyway.
never.
Okay.
I mean, I think you might even have to like restrain somebody like that, but I don't know if that's legal.
I think it's legal in the UK to like restrain someone and treat them, but we're getting off track. The point is they end up back at Bear's apartment.
Yes.
It just keeps getting worse by it.
It just when you think it can't.
He doesn't get any better. Like, and I think by this point, like he's phoned up the company that does the wish willow. Like, there's a number on the packaging that you can call, and he calls
Yeah.
up, and it's this sort of weird, like morbid sounding guy.
He's begging them to reverse the wish.
They
Or
say we don't
yeah,
really
actually
do
at
that.
first he wants to alter it.
Yeah, you can't alter a wish, you can't reverse a wish, but apparently there's a process where you can attempt to cancel it, which even this,
You can
when it's
die.
on even this, when it's on the table, Bear doesn't do it. I mean, you can die. That's presented as an option to him by, I think, a
A
clerk later
gentleman
on in the
would have.
movie.
I'm sorry.
A gentleman
You
would have. He's not a gentleman, though. He's a nice guy, and you know
no,
how
but
they turn out at the end.
no, but I like you did this to her. You fucking did this to her because of your selfish fucking wish.
When he makes this phone call, the guy, like, gives him the option to talk to the real Nikki, I guess, and
Yeah, and you hear her
all you
screaming
hear is
in the
her
back.
screaming in the background, and he just hangs up. Like, that's enough for Bear. Like, he could have maybe tried to cancel the wish, I guess.
I feel like the number he called was the phone number to like a warehouse
Maybe. Like,
and it's just full of people's souls.
yeah, I was kinda confused a little bit by this scene when I first saw it. Like, is the real Nikki, like, in hell somewhere, or is she just, like is
I
it
don't think
sort
she's
of
in
like a
hell.
get out
She's
is it
trapped.
yeah, is it sort of like a get out situation where, like, she's kind of, like, back there in the subconscious while Wish Nikki's, fulfilling this fantasy that Bear has?
In the third act, we get a scene where Wish Nikki is asleep and Bear gets up and you can hear the real Nikki. And she's like, "Help, kill me." She's begging Bear to kill her.
"Please kill me," yeah.
Please kill me. So she's still there. I just think she's not, when it comes to control over her body, she's not the dominant one. Wish Nikki is.
Yeah.
So I don't think she's gone. I think she's been neutralized.
Okay, and this phone call is, like, the one, like, direct source of her,
I,
and it's just her screaming.
I didn't quite and I still don't quite get the
There's a few
context there.
there's a few scenes that for me don't really work. This is maybe one of them. Although mostly the scene works, that part, I don't know. It's sort of like a way to end the phone call, I guess.
This is that obligatory scene
Yeah.
that you have to have in this movie where he finally gets the buyer's remorse that he should have had in the first act. Like, what took you so long to get
Only
to the
to a
point?
only to a degree though, because it's Bear. Like he's not gonna
Yes,
actually
but
act
no,
on
but
it.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean, though.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm talking about. Like,
You know, he realizes what he's done. He knows what's up. It's just does does he have the character to do anything about it?
the furthest that I would have gotten into this like little love story, I use air quotes with that, is me eating a cat sandwich.
Yeah, like there's
That's
definitely a
when
problem
I would
here.
have called the number on the back of the box. And that's the latest. Like, I might have done it sooner, but the last straw for me would have been eating the cat sandwich. But no, he
He perseveres.
perseveres for reasons that I don't quite understand.
But it's okay because he calms her eventually and she falls asleep. And this is where Sarah starts texting him saying that she needs to talk to him. They need to meet up. She can't do it by text, so he sneaks out to meet up with Sarah in a car.
That's where he's going when real Nikki pleads with
Uh,
him to kill her.
yeah, which he ignores and goes to meet up with Sarah, who poor Sarah. I like Sarah in this movie. I've seen
So do
some
I.
criticism of her, like about like she saw Nikki self harm at the party, knew she was like disturbed, and still persevered and called her boyfriend to meet up with her. A little unfair, I thought, but yeah, I like her, and she calls Bear out to come see her for this meetup, and this is where it really goes downhill for everyone not named Nikki.
Well, before things go downhill, she hints to Bear that she is into him and that she
Which was
has been
also
into him.
hinted at by the real Nikki before he activated the wish that she's into him. Which to be honest, a pretty big win, I think, for Bear. Like, like he really looked a gift horse in the mouth with this one because Sarah's pretty hot. But you know, I guess if you're not into someone, you're not into them. But still, come on, bro, think about it.
Well, so the vibe that I got in their conversation in the car was not that he was not into her.
He was certainly more into Nikki, though, right?
N
And that's where
at
the
the
wish went.
beginning, before he had Nikki, and then he made the wish, he got what he wanted, quote, unquote, except he didn't get the version that he wanted. Because again, the whole, be careful what you wish for aspect of the story. I think by the time Sarah confessed she didn't even confess, but by the time Sarah hinted that she had feelings for him, I think he was maybe more open to it or more receptive to it, having gone through what he'd been through with Nikki.
Yeah, like
Which
let's maybe get
makes
with a
him even
non-crazy
more of a
baddie.
trash person, by the way.
Oh yeah, like there's no defense of Bear in
There's
this. I
no
think
defense,
like he's a piece of shit throughout.
and it was very short-lived because
Oh, it's way too late.
they're staring at each other, and you think they're about to kiss, but they don't get a chance because Nikki breaks the car window and bashes Sarah's head into a brick over and over and over.
Turns a skull to mush, and that's an unfortunate demise for a character I like.
Yeah, I agree.
Getting her brains bashed in by Nikki, while Bear, again, completely useless. He just sits there in this seat, shocked by what he's seeing, but not intervening, not helping. Completely useless man throughout Bear. And that's R.I.P. Sarah. Great scene though. I watched it on digital and I had heard that they'd censored this scene. Was the scene that we watched together the same scene that was in the theatrical version?
Yes.
Or was it cut? So we were watching the theatrical version then.
Yes.
Okay. Maybe when I do eventually rewatch this movie I'll try and seek out the uncut version. Because apparently it's pretty extreme.
I mean, look,
I mean, it's pretty extreme anyway, what we
I
get.
was gonna say it's pretty extreme as it is. It's a great scene, and that's when Bear is forced with, some tough decisions. He goes to the store where he bought the One Wish Willow to buy more, and we learned that you can only make one wish. So if you buy another One Wish Willow, you're not going to be able to break it. So he buys a small handful of them, and he's going to get somebody else wish for his wish to be reversed.
Specifically, he's going to get Ian to do it. And he tries to convince Ian that the One Wish Willows work, that he even confesses what he himself did. He doesn't tell Ian where it's escalated to. Like the fact that Sarah's dead is not revealed to Ian during this conversation. But Bear's pretty insistent. These wishes work. I just need you to make a wish that. What was the specifics that he wanted? Like for him to wish that he had never made the wish or something?
Yes.
Like it's not that Nikki's no longer in love with him, it's that he never made the wish, which is kind of like a time travel wish. I don't know if that in the rules. I don't know if that's possible.
I mean, it's not wishing that she wouldn't be in love with him, but I think that that would be a side effect of the wish because he does say to Ian that he has to word it very carefully.
But Ian doesn't believe him. Ian believes he's crazy. And when he actually gets the wish willow in his hand, he just immediately wishes for, is it $1 billion?
$1 billion, and he just cracks it right away.
Yeah, because it's bullshit, right? It's obviously stupid what bears say. Like immediately, like literally in front of him, it's just stacks of cash start falling. And it's crazy.
Sadly, Ian is not going to get a chance to enjoy his riches.
Bear goes back to his apartment where Nikki's been trying to lure Ian to with text messages from Sarah's phone. And when Bear gets there, he sees that Sarah's body, her naked body, is like propped up on a chair. Which I don't know, is this like a redux of the cat thing? Like I thought you'd like it if I propped up Sarah's corpse on a chair for you.
She's like Michael Myers. She's an artist.
Yeah, she's definitely lost it at this point. But
But
you're right. Ian doesn't get to enjoy his money because he also shows up while Bear is attempting to resolve Nikki's psychosis and don't go well for Ian.
no, he gets shot dead.
This is nice and quick. He didn't like get the brick to the face treatment.
Yeah, I guess. I
Quick
mean, I would have
gunshot.
preferred to
But
survive personally.
yeah, especially if you've got $1 billion. Like he was about to live the dream. Like, yeah, trust me, I've got $1 billion. We can make this work. Maybe I'm a terrible person. Like Bear leaves, I'm there with $1 billion. It's not my problem anymore. I don't know. You know what I mean? Do I want to get involved with these crazy idiots?
After Ian's demise, Bear wants to go to the bathroom, and this is the level that she has reached, where she can't let him leave the room and asks him if she can stand outside the door while he does his business. So he goes into
Surprised
the
she didn't ask to hold
bathroom,
it.
he locks the door, and she's outside fighting, screaming, yelling at him to open it. He's got a gun in there. He's about to shoot himself, except he doesn't because he's a wet wipe again. And yeah, he puts the gun in his mouth. At one point, he puts it to his temple. Can't do it. Decides to overdose on pills. Pussy. I
Well,
mean,
just like his pussy earlier in the movie.
you ever seen somebody fucking overdose? That does not look fun, man. Just take the gun
Yeah,
and
like
right
I'd
between the
rather,
eyes.
yeah, I'd rather take the bullet to the head than
Sit there convulsing
OD
for
and like
2 minutes.
convulse and like suffer
Yeah.
actively. Like I don't know what he was thinking.
But just as he swallows all those pills, dry swallows, by the way, so you
For a
know
goat.
he's a demon, you hear a snap because Nikki makes her own wish. And we don't hear it, but the assumption is that she wishes that Bear will love her more than anyone else in the world.
Yeah, and he immediately becomes euphoric when this happens. Leaves the bathroom.
Right, directly after swallowing like
I know.
50 pills.
Like, that's all in the past now, Marianne. It's a bright
Is it?
future for these two now that they're both madly in love. Their
It's
eyes
worth
meet.
noting that when she does snap the one wish willow, he is in the process of jamming his fingers down his throat.
Yeah, so he's trying to bail out of it. Like again, pussy till the end. Yeah, I guess she sort of saves him from, I don't know, puking, but condemns him to
And in
death, I
turn,
guess.
well, saves herself is the result.
And they have a really like cute little scene where their eyes meet. They're both covered in
Cute?
blood. Yeah, it's kind of cute, don't you
Okay,
think?
I thought you
The
meant
way
the scene
she
where he was ODing.
No, I mean the scene where like she does the face like a Disney princess kind of look towards him when he sees her. Even though she's
Yeah,
covered
she's
in blood,
batting her eyelashes.
she's
Yeah,
pricked her
yeah.
own head at this point, so she's got a big gaping wound in her forehead. Like she pulls it off, you know. She pulls it off.
Hard not
As
to pull it off.
yeah, as women covered in blood go, she's pretty high tier, like an S tier in that category. I think I would say so. Yeah,
Agree.
it's a happy ending after all that we've been through. We're about to get a happy ending. They're both madly in love. Corpses everywhere. But those are just
Pieces of
details.
cat strewn about.
Yeah, maybe they'll both eat cat sandwiches now. Who knows? Alas,
Yep.
he didn't get those pills up.
He ODs in her. And right after he dies, she picks up the gun to shoot herself.
Yeah, and she's definitely going to do it. She's not like Bear. She's not like torn between two worlds.
No,
She's ready
it's
to pull
he's
the
dead, I
trigger
don't
and
wanna
end it.
live.
But fortunately, he does die.
And the spell is broken.
So the guy in the store that said maybe he could kill himself as a resolution, he was right. Because as soon as Bear dies, the spell's broken. Nikki doesn't kill herself, but it's not a happy ending still.
I have to read you one of my favorite letterbox reviews for
Oh,
this
hell yeah.
movie.
Let's get into the letterbox reviews.
I want a credit. So this was
She
posted.
survives the movie, by the way, you guys. That's how it ends,
She
with her
does.
screaming, with the real Nikki screaming.
So this was posted by Megan Bitchell. Awesome movie about how rapists should kill themselves. I can't like that review enough. Like, you don't understand. I wanted to hit like 1,000
She was
times.
cooking with that one. I mean, he is a rapist, really, isn't he? Like, he's taken her autonomy, and then, knowing this, he chooses to have sex with her.
Yeah. I'm satisfied with the ending
Bear's dead.
because he's dead, but Nikki, it's not a happy ending for her.
She's got a long road ahead of her after all this. Like, all her friends are dead.
All of her friends are dead. She killed 2 of them.
She's essentially been tortured this whole time, too.
I'm like, does she remember? I would hope for her sake that she has no memory, but that's probably not the case.
Yeah, the fact that she's trying to communicate, like, by saying, kill me, or where's my gun, she says, I think at some point, maybe during the sex scene, she says something like that. So the fact that she's saying that when there's like an opening for the real Nikki to interject into what's happening, like, I don't really think there's much hope that she's got amnesia or something, or at the end of this, or she doesn't have any recollection. Like, she's experiencing the full horror of everything at this moment. It's a bleak ending.
In the very least, she wakes up with Bear's corpse in her arms. So
Yeah, and he was
there's
her friend
definite trauma
at the
there.
start, at least. So even if she didn't remember, like, she's got one friend dead in her arms, and if she looks over to the right a bit, she'll see another friend of hers with his brains blown out. No happy endings.
Here's how I like to think the movie ended for me.
Okay.
She snapped back to reality. She got very, very scared and decided to go and see her booty call, who is of course dead.
She just didn't spot his body while she left.
Yeah, that's it. She just ran out so quickly.
She was in the daze.
Went to his house for help. He's not there. There's $1 billion. She just took it all and started a new life and is spending that money on some top tier therapy. I know that's how Curry Barker meant to end the movie.
Maybe. I think, I think the only alternate ending that I've heard about was where she does kill herself. So
Yeah.
your idea is certainly more upbeat than that.
She's free from the wish, so she has her autonomy back.
Does she get her own wish, though? Like, if she gets a one wish willow, can she make her own wish now? Because the original wish from Nikki wasn't real Nikki, it was wish Nikki.
I have no idea.
Maybe she could wish for amnesia if she just gets herself a one wish willow.
I mean, I would like to think after her ordeal that she would never want to touch one of those. I think if I went through what she
Good
went
point.
through, I'd never want to see a one wish willow in my life. And
I
if
want
I
to
did,
try it now.
I wouldn't touch it. Jesus. You're like the idiot in Evil Dead who wants to read the book.
He was just trying to learn.
No wonder you're
He's reading a
always
crime,
begging
Mariam.
people to fucking forgive Eric from
He's
Evil
reading a
Dead
crime.
2013. It makes so much sense now. You are that guy.
He's reading a crime.
You're
Like, he
begging
was
for your
just trying
own
to learn.
forgiveness. Stop it.
Like, realistically, though, if you find a book like that, it's got all this shit on it saying not to read it, like,
No.
what are you gonna do? You're not gonna believe that it's like supernatural. It's gonna curse you. You're just gonna read it.
Okay. I
I
have a
would.
question. I have a
Eric was
question.
right. We forgive Eric on this
Be
podcast.
quiet. We do not. Be quiet. I have a question because I'm not super familiar with the Evil Dead franchise like others are.
Eric is innocent.
If
Yes.
he the fuck he is, shush. If I open the book and I read it to myself, not aloud, would I still be resurrecting the evil forces?
No, I think you have to read it out loud.
Okay, so then he is an idiot because you can be curious and not
It's just how some
fucking.
people think, Marianne. What do you want me to say? Leave him alone. Eric innocent. Juno innocent. Deal with it. Right? Get over this. They're guilty.
Eric is an idiot and Juno is a home-wrecking whore. Stop it.
What do we rate Obsession, Marianne?
I rated it 3 stars when I saw it in theaters. I bumped it up an extra half a star after we rewatched it yesterday. So it's sitting at 3.5 now.
So it's easier to
And
digest on a rewatch, you think?
not easier. For me, no. It's not easier to digest. It's little things that I notice, new stuff on every rewatch.
It is a very detailed and nuanced movie, like you said earlier.
Indy Neverett's performance for me was a highlight, but I noticed more last night, so I bumped it up half a star for her. She's my
Okay.
favorite thing about the movie, hands down. Michael Johnston also, as much as I fucking hate Bear, and I think we'll be talking for decades about what a douchebag Bear is.
Yeah, for me, it was the highlight, even though he was playing a complete
Yeah,
piece
he
of
did a
shit.
good job. He makes you hate him. He's done something right. So it's not a bad movie. It's just not up my alley.
Yeah,
And,
that's kind of how I feel. Like it's a good movie. I'm not really sure if I personally would say that I like it. I've rated it 3 stars. It's not really my kind of film though. Like it's very miserable the whole time. I like some miserable movies. Like Black Coat Store is a miserable movie, but like this movie also has stuff in common with like Osgood Perkins movies in the way it's shot and the aspect ratio even. Is it 4.3 or is it slightly wider?
Okay, now you're asking me questions that I can't
Okay. But like
answer.
it's not like the full widescreen movies that we get now. It's very reminiscent of Osgood Perkins. And I think I would say that Osgood Perkins is better at doing like suspense and dread than Curry Barker is. Like I'd never got that sense from this movie, even though it tries. That 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 aspect doesn't really work. It's not a disturbing movie for me.
The only dread that I felt watching this movie, because I do largely agree with that statement, the only dread I felt is in terms of like, what is she going to do next?
Yeah, like where's it gonna go?
Especially after, she made him a cat sandwich. You would think that that would be
Yeah, the
like
fact
the
that it
fine.
escalates from there, it's
That
crazy.
is so okay, the cat memorial, to me, it's reminiscent of Fatal Attraction in the 3rd act when Glenn Close puts a bunny in a boiling pot. This happens in the 3rd act
I remember
because in
that.
the 1980s, this was 3rd act material. In 2026,
First act
that is
material.
opening act material, right? So after the consumption of the cat, I was like, wait, how long are we into this movie? Oh, we're not maybe even halfway yet. Okay. So what the fuck is he gonna do next?
Yeah, it doesn't have the sinister tone that like Long Legs or Black Coat Store has. I know you don't like those movies, but I think they're pretty great. And like the comparison to this, I think they win. It's same with I thought Indy Neverett was similar to Mia Goth in Pearl in a lot of ways,
But you thought Mia Goth was
but I thought Mia
superior.
Goth was better. And the violence that we get in the end is sort of again, it's reminiscent of the kind of stuff that you'd see in like an Evil Dead movie. And again, it's a comparison where I like the original better. I like the Evil Dead movies better than this. So maybe
That's
maybe
fair.
it's my own biases. Like it's not my kind of movie. I see people that have watched it again and again. I don't really understand that. I don't know why you'd want to watch this movie like more than a couple of times.
I feel the same way, and
Like,
I have to correct you. I
okay,
hate the Black Coat's daughter. I
you
don't
do.
hate Longlegs,
You're
but
underwhelmed by it. I remember.
I would put Longlegs in the exact same category as Obsession. I
Okay,
didn't hate it. I enjoyed it, but this greatest movie ever, or greatest movie of 2024, 2026, whatever you want to call it, like, I don't see the vision.
yeah, I don't vibe with it.
And I'm okay with it. Like, my favorite movie of any given year is never the majority.
Well, right now it's set for both of us. I think. That's still our favorite movie of the year, right?
It is.
I don't think many people agreed with us that Long Walk was the best movie of last year either, so we're on an island a little bit. Like, even though we like this movie, kind of, like, we're not, like, gonna be exuberant in our praise of it because it's not right up our alley. We know the movies we like. This isn't, like, in that kinda ballpark.
I wouldn't call it a one and done watch. I mean, I've already watched it twice,
I think I
but
need to watch it again to, like, understand, like, everything that's going on because it's very detailed, and I'll watch it, just for that. I don't foresee me liking it all that much more than I do already.
it's one of those movies I have to be in the mood for.
Makes you feel like being depressed, you'll watch it.
The mood for something like this does not strike me often. And when I want to watch a depressing horror movie, and I don't say that in a derogatory way because there are good depressing horror movies, this will never be my go-to.
Yeah, I'll put on the Black Coat's Daughter before this. As much as you
I'll
hate
put
it,
on
that's the
Train
one
to
that I'll go
Busan
for.
before I put this on.
Oh, Train to Busan. You bring the culture, the Korean here. That's a great movie, though.
My favorite, like, depressing horror movie.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, it's more action packed than this movie is,
For
but
sure, the pacing is
it's a
different.
bummer.
It is. There's 2 particular scenes that just make you wanna rip your own heart out.
I rate this movie 3 stars anyway. Like, I was torn about whether I wanted to rate it a little lower again because it's not my type of movie, but I think the acting by itself is so good that it gets a pass.
It
I
does.
I make it sound like I'm begrudgingly not hating the movie. I'm not trying to be difficult. It's just it's not my thing. As good as it
Yeah.
is, as well made as it is.
No, I get it. I'm pretty much on the same page yet again. We're so boring.
I know, right? Like, at least like you once again like the movie a little bit more than me. Like I'm always the bad guy. I'm the one that's like, actually, this sucks, kind of.
Yeah, you do say that a lot. You do say
Join
that
us
a lot.
next week for another Halloween Ends episode.
Do you know what next week is?
What is next week? Do you have plans for next week? Because I'm in the dark.
Well, no, we haven't planned anything, which surprise, because we suck.
We know that.
I'm on vacation right now, so we have time to like kind of sit down and figure this out. But no, next
Sure.
week is 1 year of our podcast.
Okay.
Wow. Try to sound
Well, I was wondering if
less.
you're going somewhere with this. Like, is there going to be like a themed episode that you think we should do? Like a big birthday bonanza for the Body Count Continues.
You're
One whole
expecting me to
year.
drop some big announcement, and that wasn't the point. My point
Okay.
was, if you were not already aware,
Where
wow.
where are you
Okay, I'll
going?
just shut up then.
Jeez. About to have a fucking falling out at the end of the podcast
No.
episode. It's been 1 year,
No.
but it won't be a fucking another year. You bitch.
I don't know. I just expected a different reaction. It's fine. You're British. You're completely
Exactly. I'm aloof.
unsentimental.
We'll do something special.
We will. We don't know what that is yet, but
Yeah.
we will figure it out.
It'll be special, guys. It'll be special. It's gonna be great. Trust the process, Marianne. Our best episode ever is coming next week. Trust.
No pressure
Yeah,
whatsoever.
it's a whole new world starting next week.
We thank you all for listening. And as always, we beg for that like, share, and subscribe with a little tin cup in our hand. We will see you next Tuesday.
Gonna snap a one wish willow and make it happen.